All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over how the transcription assignments in this course are set up. I'm calling them reflective transcriptions. So among all the knowledge and the analytical skills that we work on in this course, phonetic transcription is a very different type of task. What's weird about it is that it doesn't just involve knowing things and then applying that knowledge. It involves learning to co-opt a highly automatic perceptual system for processing speech into meaning and redirect it to give us an objective description of sounds, regardless of meaning. So because of the nature of this task, I'm doing two things that will at first seem a little bizarre. First, when I grade your transcriptions themselves, I'm going to be doing it very loosely. Basically, if you have consonants where there should be consonants and vowels where there should be vowels, and you've covered the whole recording, then you'll get full marks on the transcription portion. This is because at the current stage in your phonetic training, you're likely to start out with a lot of errors, end up at the end of the term with a lot of errors, and the difference between individual students will be more down to your particular language background and maybe differences in hearing and whatnot, rather than effort or the sort of the quality of what you're putting into the course. The thing that's important to me is that you learn how to reflect on those errors that you encounter and can you continue to train yourself to improve. And secondly, most of the overall mark for each transcription assignment will not be on the transcription itself, but on written reflections that you provide before and after doing the transcription. I'll get into more detail on that in a moment, but first I want to mention something that maybe isn't quite so strange. There are 3 phonetic transcription assignments in this course, and they're basically set up to be progressively more difficult. Asterisk, I'll get to that. So remember that your grade isn't based on accuracy, really, beyond that baseline consonant versus vowel thing. So this increasing difficulty shouldn't cause much anxiety. In general, I just want to expose you to different types of transcription experiences. The first one is a recording of me reading a passage as a Western Canadian English speaker, which is pretty similar to the standard English pronunciations you'll find across much of Canada. The second is a recording of someone else speaking a very different variety of English, and the third is a recording of someone speaking a non-English language. Now I say it's increasing difficulty, there's the asterisk, but of course some students don't originally come from a community where Western Canadian English is the dominant language. So some of you may find the second or even the third transcription recording to be more comfortable and familiar than the first one. That's fine because, as I said, accuracy isn't the main part of the mark here by any means. And anyway, most of the mark is based on your reflections. So, what is a reflection? This is a way of deliberately and mindfully considering all of the different things that you're bringing to your practice of phonetic transcription. This part of the assignment is very open-ended. For some people, their language of origin will be prominent in these reflections. For others, it may be a second language they learned which motivates or otherwise guides their phonetic awareness. Some people may focus on some aspect of their hearing, have a partial hearing loss in one ear, for example, like I do, or training as a singer or training as an actor. And of course, you can reflect on multiple influences as you notice them bearing on your practice of transcription. In the second and third transcriptions, you'll also be asked to draw in your experience of the previous transcriptions as you reflect on your own progress. So I hope that with these reflections as a prominent part of the assignments and a prominent part of the grading of the assignments, you'll form the habit of introspection and of documenting your experiences along the way. And that will help you continue to advance your transcription skills even after you leave this course. Whether you're looking at a clinical career in speech pathology and therapy, or computer processing of language, or anything else that touches on speech. For me, my most frequent use of phonetic transcription, outside of teaching this class, is noting how people pronounce their names. Not just students, but acquaintances and even distant family members. I find it's really handy, given how very deeply unhelpful spelling can be in the context of English. So there you go. Phonetic transcription assignments, a little weird, but I hope now you see why it's set up the way it is and how it's going to help you progress in this particular aspect of your phonetic skill set.